Stop chasing. What's going on, y'all? In this video, I'm going to break down some of my favorite reversal signs, right? When you see these reversal signals, this means that we are going to get a change of direction and they are high probability. I'm going to show you what they look like from a candlestick perspective, and I'm also going to show you what they look like in a series of candlesticks so you'll understand when to take entries on these particular plays. All right, let's get into it. This top wick is considered the high. All right. The bottom wick is considered the low. So in any trading session, right, whether it's the 5 minute, the the 15 minute, the hourly, the daily, just know that the top wick is the highest point that it went to during that session, and the bottom wick is the lowest point that it went to during that session. Okay. This right here is what we call the body, right? Now, this body can be red or it can be green. Now, we're going to pretend that this is a green one, all right? So we're going to go and we're going to give this a little fill in. We're not going to color the whole thing, but just so that you can see, this is a green candle, right? Green candle. So what does that mean? A green candle means that the open, right, is lower. So the open would be right here at the bottom, right? Right here would be considered the open. That's the bottom of the candle. The open is lower than the closing. That is going to cause this to be a green candle. Okay, close. All right, we just want to get this fundamental thing out the way because this is the most basic form of understanding a candlestick before we get into the rest of it. Okay, so we got the high is the wick, the low of the wick, we got the open right here, and then we have the close. Okay, so something opening and then closing higher means that it went up, causing the candlestick to be green. All right. Now, if we do the same thing again, right? We draw us another candlestick here. I'm going to switch this back to black. Right? I don't know why they look like that, but cool. All right. Don't mind the little, there should be a straight line. Don't mind the little, whatever that is right there. All right. And we're just going to come here and we're going to duplicate this, right? We're just going to duplicate this. Right? So there's no difference, right? It's still going to be, the top wick is going to be the high, right? This is still the high, right? Duplicate. This is still the low, right? No difference there. The change that's gonna make this candlestick a different color is this right here. We're gonna have the close is actually going to be lower than the open. So we're gonna have the close at the bottom of the candle, right? This line right here, meaning it closed lower than what it opened. That is going to cause the candle to be a bearish candle or a red candle. Okay? So we're going to come back here, get this pen, and turn this red, and that is what makes a red candle. All right? All right, so with that being said, we're going to move over a little bit and we're going to go over some reversals that I like, right? So one of the most famous reversal signals when we're talking about an individual reversal candlestick is the hammer and the inverted hammer, right? So the hammer looks like this. Looks like that. Okay, we'll undo that. We don't want that to be red. We want it to be black. The hammer looks like this. Long wick. Sometimes it can be a little shorter, but the idea is that it looks like this, right? And this follows the same format, right? Because this is considered the body. Let me make sure that I label that on these. This is called the body, right? So the body is always the part of the candle, right? That's here, right? And not the wicks. The wicks are the wicks. The body is the open and the close, right? So even on what we call a hammer, there's a body, but the body is smaller, right? And we see more emphasis on the wick, okay? This can be red or green. Remember, it follows the same rule. If it's green, then that just means that it closed, you know, with a higher closing than what the open was. If it's red, it closed with a, you know, a lower closing than what the open was. Really simple. All right. But what you're going to notice about this, whether it is green, right? And I hope you guys are taking notes on this because this is really important. Whether it's green, like that, or whether it is another color, like red, it still will have the same meaning. Okay, that's still black, right? All right. So whether the hammer is green or red, it still signifies the same thing, right? And then there's the inverted hammer, and we'll talk about, you know, how these all relate to each other in just a second, which is just the inverse of these. And I'm only going to draw one of these for the sake of like time, right? But this could be either, you know, red or green as well. Now, typically, we are told that when we see this, because there's a wick at the top of it, that it means that the reversal is supposed to go in the down direction. And typically, when we see this, because we see that there's a wick at the bottom of it, we're told that the reversal is supposed to go in the up direction. But what a lot of people don't discuss is that all of these mean the same thing, whether it is a hammer or whether it's an inverse hammer. It all means the same thing, which just means that it's a reversal after a specific move. So if we have a series of candles, and I'll draw these out really quickly, right? We're going to scroll over a little bit more. If we have a series of candles, let's say these candles are going down, right? Let's say these candles are going down, right? We're in a downtrend, lower lows and lower highs, right? Lower lows and lower highs. After a downtrend and we get a reversal, right? Like we get a hammer, then that is usually a sign that the stock is ready to go in the opposite direction, right? So we see that like that. It doesn't matter the color, it's ready to go up. How do we know if we should take entry? Well, we just wait for the next candle to open with a higher high and a higher low. When we get that confirmation, we can take the entry on the next candle, ride it up to a minimum of this candle right here, all right? So that's how you take the entry once you get what's called a bullish confirmation on a reversal, which is this right here. And I'll make sure that I color this in with a green candle because that needs to be green for it to be a bullish confirmation. All right. But what people often do not know is that after you get these down moves, this also means the same thing if it were positioned here. So we'll draw it out, right? Because again, when you're learning candlesticks individually, a lot of people think that it's just this that means a reversal to the upside. They don't realize that this at the end of a move like this also means reversal. So I'll show you what I mean. So we got a series of candles. 1, right? 2, 3, and then we get a candle like this, right? This is the same thing as this. This also means an exhaustion to the downside, like this means an exhaustion to the downside, and it means that a reversal is on the way. It doesn't matter what color it is. It can be red, it can be green. If it's at the end of a down move like this, it is ready to reverse. And just like this pattern right here, if we get a higher high and a higher low on a green candle, that is a bullish confirmation, okay? Bullish confirmation. So it doesn't matter what the color is, right? When it comes to the reversal signal, we just need a green confirmation to the upside. Now, the same is true to the downside, right? The same is true to the downside. So if we had a series of candles to the upside, like so, right? Bullish. And mind you, these candles will be green because it's bullish, right? So the directional candles matter, right? So we're going to see these as red, right? These candles right here will be red, red, red. It can be any color here. But the down move, red, 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 right? These candles here will be green, 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 right? And then again, the reversal candle, it doesn't matter the color, all right? The reversal candle, it doesn't matter the color. So we'll come over here, and let's just say we got the inverted hammer right here, all right? So this is a reversal signal, a very strong reversal signal. And how do we know that it's ready to come down? Now we need, instead of the bullish confirmation, we need the bearish confirmation, okay? So a bearish confirmation is just going to simply be a lower high and a lower low in a bearish color, okay? So let me go to this text and make sure that I'm labeling this. This is bearish confirmation. Right? And we're going to duplicate this and bring one over here to this one. And we're talking about this candle right here, and we'll call this is a bullish confirmation. All right, so we got the bullish confirmation here. All right. So I hope that this is all making sense. Okay, so we got our reversal here, right? We got our downtrend, our reversal, our bullish confirmation. The next move is to the upside, right? To the upside, to the upside. Bearish confirmation, next move is to the downside. And just like with the reversal, right? We showed the two different types of hammers right here. It doesn't matter It doesn't matter which way the hammer is facing. So if this right here was flipped, right, and it was either one of these, then it would still be bearish, especially with this bearish confirmation. All right. So this reversal signal is called the hammer reversal and the inverted hammer reversal, but entries take place after the bullish confirmation on each of those. Okay. After the bullish confirmation on each of those. All right, I want you guys to practice just locating these on the charts. I'm going to make a series of these videos. This is the first one, which is the inverted hammer and the hammer reversal, but there will be a series of others. So watch out for this, on subsequent YouTube videos. If you have any questions about this and, this may not be like fully clear, drop them in the comments, but this paints a picture of exactly how you want to see a stock change directions and when you should enter. Okay. So again, I'm going to come down here and do the entry. Entry should be right here, next candle, right? Entry should be right here, next candle. Okay. Entry should be right here, next candle for the downside, right here to the upside, right here to the upside. If we were to draw another one of these and we, change this to just a regular hammer, and that hammer was, facing that way. So matter of fact, we'll do it right here, right? We'll just do a quick one, right? Uptrend, right? Uptrend, right? We would need a, say we got like a hammer like this at the end of the uptrend. We would need a bearish confirmation right here. And that would send us down. All right. All right. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Again, a hammer can be a regular hammer, right, with a wick and a small body, or it can be an inverted hammer with a top wick and a small body. So a hammer is a bottom wick, small body. An inverted hammer or a reverse hammer is a top wick and a small body. It can be green, it can be red. It doesn't matter. That's the reason I left it blank, because it can be either color. All right. And we'll go back and just make sure that we fully complete this example by making this green, right? This is a all right. But again, the reversal signal, it doesn't matter the color and it doesn't matter the type. It can be inverted or regular, or it can be green or red. If it's positioned at the end of a down move, it still means reverse to the top. If it's positioned at the end of an up move, it still means reverse to the bottom, as you guys see right here. Okay. And again, this is a bearish confirmation here, right? We're gonna make this red no different than what this is right here. All right. Again, you want to make sure that you understand this, because this is what makes everything come together. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Right. When you see reverse hammers, when you see inverted hammers, and you see them and you can combine that with another strategy like an order block, or like at the, at a Bollinger Band or at a key level, they become more powerful. Okay. We don't tend to take the reversal signal immediately. We want to make sure that we get that confirmation candle the next day, because that confirmation candle is going to say, yes, we are ready to change directions and go in this direction. So a higher high and a higher low is a bullish confirmation. A lower high and a lower low is a bearish confirmation. Make sure that you see that on any chart setup, right? Any strategy that you use, any indicators that you incorporate, these rules of the reversal are going to be the same. Again, I got plenty of others that I'm going to share, but today's is the hammers. All right. Inverted and regular. Keep an eye out for them. All right. I hope this video was helpful. It's always love over here. Remember, invest smart, live free. Also, if you do not have a trading home, I'd be remiss to not invite you to join the Prosperity Collective. Okay. Go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to never miss another video packed with value. Again, the Prosperity Collective is in the description if you are looking for a place to not trade alone, right? I got plenty of value here between my lives, between the videos that I'm posting on a daily basis. But if you want to really, really take a deep dive and go through our 8-hour course and connect with our community and get consistent profits like we do every single day, then go ahead and hit that button in the description. All right? You guys enjoy yourself. Peace.